Hey guys, another day, another SpeedCubeShop unboxing, and we have a lot of cool things in this order, but before we get into the puzzles, can we just take a moment and just really appreciate this awesome looking Halloween edition business card from SpeedCubeShop? I mean, I just think it's really cool that they do all these seasonal edition business cards every year, but yeah, that is really cool. And what I am most excited for in this order are the WuXia 2x2, so I'm going to save these for last, and besides those, we have a whole bunch of non-WCA puzzles. So this is the WitEden Mixup Plus 3x3, the ZCube Kirbycopter, and the DianSheng UFO shape mod. So I just go ahead and get into the Mixup 3x3 Plus. And so I did recently get the regular Mixup 3x3 from WitEden, and it's really fun to solve. And if you don't know what that puzzle is, it functions just like a 3x3, but it also has a kind of added cutter cube sort of move. So what I mean by that is you can take these centers into the position of these edges. And so turn it like this 45 degrees and it'll still turn. And I just think it looks really cool. I just really love the concept of that. And they're just super fun to solve. And so this plus version, you can see it has a lot more cuts, and so it should be more difficult. But I'm hoping that I can still solve this. And this one actually turns a lot better than the regular 3x3 mix-up one. This one is just a lot smoother, it's a lot faster. And I mean, it's obviously not a speed cube of any kind, but it's just really nice to have good turning non-WCA puzzles. So yeah, it does corner cut, which is really cool. It's a really nice addition. But yeah, I'm honestly not exactly sure how much more difficult this should be. It definitely is more difficult though. But yeah, I just really love the entire solve. I just think it's really fun. And it's not too overwhelmingly difficult, which I really like. It's still fun and different, but it's really not too straining. So yeah, that is pretty much it for this 3x3 Mix-Up Plus. I'll have to scramble it up, play around with it, and see how it goes. But overall, this is a really nice quality puzzle. Alright, next puzzle, this is the ZCube Kirbycopter. And so I also decided to get this one because of another puzzle that I recently got, the helicopter cube. And that one is really fun too. So I decided to get this one since it is sort of similar. It has the same kind of idea where it's edge turning, and it also has the ability to jumble, but it has these centers, and so I've heard that it should make it easier, but I don't plan on jumbling this puzzle quite yet. But turning it, wow, that is smooth. But yeah, it turns really well. And so jumbling moves are like this. So you can turn in a certain way, and once you get that lined up, you can also turn these other edges. So yeah, it makes it shapeshift. But yeah, these are still really fun even if you don't jumble it. And I'll be honest, I was never planning on ever getting the Kirbycopter just because it looked really intimidating with all these different cuts and the jumbling ability it has. But once I solved the helicopter cube and I just enjoyed it so much, I just went ahead and went for it. So here it is. It does turn really well. So if you're into non-WCA puzzles, I definitely recommend it. I haven't solved it yet, obviously, but if it's anything like the helicopter cube, it's going to be really fun. So yeah, that is the ZCube Kirbycopter. And so last non-WCA puzzle, this is the DianSheng UFO. And I know I say this a lot, but this is actually a puzzle that I've really been wanting ever since I started cubing. And I don't know, I just never got around to getting one. So here it is. Let's go ahead and check this out. And this is just a 3x3 shape mod, but I think it looks really cool. And so you can see a preview of it on the back, and here it is. Wow, that is cool. I think I was just really intrigued by all the different colors it has. But yeah, it looks really cool. I think more than anything, to me, it kind of reminds me of like a lantern, like those paper lanterns. But yeah, it looks really cool. So it should have a sort of parity since these don't have any certain orientation to them and they're the same exact pieces and colors. But yeah, I'll just go ahead and turn it. Sticker peeling right there. Yeah, there is a little bit of catching, but I think for what it is, it's perfectly fine. It does the job. It obviously solves like it should, and it looks cool. So it is an WCA puzzle, so I wouldn't expect it to have a premium whatever 3x3 performance. It does turn really well for what it is. And so if you're having a hard time visualizing it, this is the 3x3 center, the edges, and the corners. So yeah, this will be really, really fun. Definitely not too difficult. It's just a 3x3 shape mod. But let's just go ahead and scramble this thing up and see how it looks. Yeah, definitely getting some catching, but it should turn well enough to provide an adequate solve. I mean, it is just DianSheng, and they don't necessarily have the best quality of puzzles, but it's cool. It still looks really great. So yeah, I'm just gonna... Damn. Yeah, so I just dropped the puzzle and all these center caps came off, but it's still cool. It still looks really cool. I'll have to solve it and figure out what the centers were again. But yeah, cool puzzle. If you're into shape mods, definitely look into the DianSheng ones. Alright, getting into the last puzzles, let's check out this WuXia 2x2. So I went ahead and got the non-magnetic version and the magnetic version just to compare it and see if the magnetic version is worth the extra money. And so I guess this didn't come in the plastic packaging, but that's still cool. Let's take a look at the performance of this thing. Alright, right away, I'm being reminded of the Zhenghen and the Yushin White 2x2s. It just has that sort of smooth and sandy feeling of both of those cubes, but it's just a little bit more flexible like the Zhenghen from Guoguan, but it has that same overall friction sort of feeling from the Yushin White. I can just tell that there is quite a bit of contact between the pieces, but yet it does flex a little bit more than I would like it to, honestly. But the turning isn't bad. I really, really like the feeling of this right now, but I just think it's a little bit too unstable. But I mean, it's obviously just out of the box, so it hasn't been set up yet. But overall, I'm really liking the turning so far. This is definitely the feeling that I would prefer. It's on the smooth, but sort of crispy side too. And so corner cutting. Takes a little bit of force to do 45 right now. But yeah, tensions are fairly tight, I guess. Reverse, really easy to do. So I hope it doesn't really catch too much. And it does seem to perform really well right now. The only thing is that it's kind of unstable, just because it's so fast and I personally can't really control it. Yeah, it's basically doing 180-degree turns with just one flick. So good thing we have the magnetic version here. Let's go ahead and check this one out. And this one I decided to get in stickerless because I wanted to check out these shades. And yeah, those look really, really good. Alright, so here it is. Yeah, definitely a little bit heavier than this one. But we'll just go ahead and get into the turning. Magnets are definitely on the lighter side. They're honestly kind of barely noticeable. It's only when you're turning it super slowly that you can kind of see that bump that the magnets provide. But yeah, if I were turning it like this, I don't think I would really feel them, to be honest. So I'm honestly not really sure how worth it should be to pay extra for the magnets. I'll definitely have to do some more solves to see if it really does help with the stability, because right now I honestly can't feel them when turning fast like this. Yeah, I guess turning it like this, you can definitely tell that it helps remove that overshooting problem. Oh, I guess this one is fine too. I mean, I guess it's a little off, but I honestly can't really say anything too certain right now. I really just have to do some averages and just compare the two, but I think for now, the stickerless one feels a little bit better. And it's not because of the magnets. I think just the plastic the stickless one feels a little bit better to me. This one is a little bit more sandy, and this one just overall sounds a little smoother too. But I guess comparing these cubes to other 2x2s like the Yushin White and Zinghen M, it's definitely an upgrade from the Yushin White, but compared to the Zinghen, it really just depends. This feeling is a little bit more sandy, and it's just a lot faster, and the Zinghen is on the more controllable side, and it's just a little bit more buttery smooth. But I'll still have to set these cubes up and see how they turn out. But for now, they definitely are really great cubes, so if you're looking for a new 2x2 main, I would definitely say look into getting these. So that is about it for this unboxing. You can see I scrambled up this Mixup cube, and I did try to attempt to solve it, at least what I could without a tutorial. And so all I really did was just solve it like a regular Mixup 3x3, and I'll just have to see how to solve these inner edges. But overall, very fun puzzle to solve, and its turning is super good. As for the other non-WuXia puzzles, you can see I went ahead and fixed this DianSheng UFO, and it's really cool. The only thing is that it does catch quite a bit, but once you get over that, it is really fun. I just really like the look of it, so it's cool to finally have this in my collection now. The Kirbycopter, with this one I actually forgot the alg for switching the corners, but it is really fun. It's very similar to the helicopter cube, if not the same, but overall a really great turning puzzle too. And so as for the two Wuxias, they're definitely not bad cubes. I think they are really good performing, but it's just that they're not anything too revolutionary or extremely new in terms of the mechanism. I'll have to see how they are in a solving situation, but the pure turning right now is really good out of the box. So I hope you guys did enjoy this unboxing, and I'll see you guys in the next video.